Check one, check two. Yeah, here we go, man. The game. I gotta say that I was like thoroughly impressed with this album. I was actually expecting it to be whack. Well, maybe I should take that back. I wasn't really expecting it to be whack, but I thought from what I heard from others and from what I was seeing on Twitter that this album was going to be whatever, so. I mean, I kind of stopped listening to the game since the documentary. The documentary was my favorite album by the game. And I wasn't really excited for this album, especially after hearing the Black Silm Shady. But here we are. Drillmatic, Heart versus Mind. 30 songs. Is it 30 songs or is it 31 songs? I keep hearing people say 30 songs and then I keep hearing people say 31 songs. But I will say this. According to Spotify, it looks like it's 31 songs. Okay. A lot of features, man. A lot of features. We got Kanye, of course. We got Fivio on here. We got NBA. We got YG. We got Dolla. We got Roddy Ricch. We got Jeremiah with Twister. We got 2 Chainz. We got Pusha T. We got Lil Wayne. We got Herbo. We got Rick Ross, Tory Lanez, French Montana, Moneybagg Yo, Meek Mill, A$AP Rocky, Cameron, Big Sean. Yo, man. He went and damn near got everybody, but Drake told him he couldn't do it because he was too busy. Hence the title Drake with Braids. Like I said, people, I wasn't really expecting much from this album, but, you know, there comes that time where you got to turn Twitter off, you got to turn YouTube off, and you just got to go in and you got to listen to the album, and that's what I did. This album pleasantly surprised me. This album exceeded my expectations. It was better than I expected. We don't even have to get into the Eminem Black Silm Shady yet. You know, that's the one that everybody's talking about. Maybe that might have been some promo, some marketing tactics to get this album pushed. But man, with the features on here, with the beats, that's another thing, yo. The production, yeah, man, really no complaints about this album. I do want to talk a little bit about the Black Silm Shady, though. I don't think that Eminem is going to respond. He might possibly, just because the game was on Shady Aftermath with G Unit. And by the way, did y'all see that clip where he was at the Laker game and he walked right by Jimmy Iovine and Jimmy Iovine didn't even say nothing to him? And how can you miss the game? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a big ass dude. You know what I mean? So the fact that Jimmy Iovine didn't even say what's up to him was kind of because wasn't it Dre that kind of discovered him? I mean, no, I know that Dre don't really go out and discover people. I know that people are usually brought to Dre, but wasn't it Dre that discovered him, brought him to the label, and then told 50, hey, you need to work with the gang? And that's how the whole thing happened, from what I remember. So for him to kind of bash Dre in this song, I felt was a little strange. You know, you should never bite the hand that feeds you. But hey, who knows what the personal situation might have been. Maybe there was some things that happened behind closed doors that we don't all know about.
Cork the grind swine and the biggest rap in Detroit. That award is Sean Don. So uncork the Chardonnay and stick my fork in white wine. Okay. I never heard you in a club. I never heard you in a bar. 11 albums and 10 never got play inside of my car.
The part a lot of people are saying like, oh, he talks about he only listened to one album, but then he recited all of your albums. A lot of people need to read the fine print. He said that I only listened to one of your albums in the car. Like, I guess what he's trying to say is that I only bumped one of your albums, but I didn't bump none of your other albums. Might have listened to it, but didn't bump it. There's a difference. There is a difference between listening to an album and critiquing it and then listening to an album and enjoying it. And that was actually my thoughts when I put on this album for the first time. You know, Game's album, the Drillmatic. Illmatic meets Drillmatic, Heart versus Mind. I said, let me critique this album. But then as it started to play and I started kind of like getting into the beats, and I was like, okay. I was like, man, you know what? There might actually be some songs that I might go back and listen to. Like I said, man, I don't think that M is going to respond to this. If I were M, I possibly wouldn't respond to this. It actually seems like the game put a lot of work into this. Because you know that when M responds, man, he's gonna come and get you, man. He's gonna look you up. He's gonna do some research. He's kind of like Pusha T, man. How Pusha T came on Drake, and like some people said, man, Pusha T dissed Drake so hard that he turned him into a father. But that's another thing I've noticed too, is that Game has pretty much everybody in the industry on this album. That's major. I mean, everybody from Kanye to Ice-T to Rick Ross to Pusha T to even Lil Wayne. Oh, by the way, I love that track with Lil Wayne too. I thought Lil Wayne got off on that one. I mean, he's got the big heavy hitters on this album. So it kind of makes you think, like, even if M goes after him, because here we go, another conspiracy is that the track World Tours featuring Nipsey Hussle, I just noticed, has been taken off of Spotify. Now, according to Game's manager, Wack 100, he's saying that he got an email with Nipsey's brother, Black Sam, demanding Nipsey Hussle's verse to be taken off of the album. Why? Didn't really seem like he went into detail on that. Maybe he did later. I didn't really have time to listen to the whole thing. But, it's just like when you hear this drama, it's just kind of like, man, listen, that's the man's brother. You can't sell that he's just a T-shirt seller. The man was there behind him the whole time and has the vision. There's a lot of drama and controversy on this album, I noticed. And like I said, man, we don't know what happened behind closed doors. We don't know their relationship or what they had or if they had one or whatever. So I'm sure that Black Sam has his reasons for saying what he's saying. But, hey, man, I can't be mad because that's how the industry works, man. We got that going on over here at B Grade, man. We got some of y'all record labels out there putting out our music and they ain't trying to pay us for it, man. Come on, man. We do this for the love, but you know what I'm saying? Like Q-Tip said, we get the money too, yo. Especially if, let's get into the whole fact of, did they even really record the song together, or is this just a verse that you grabbed, that you got access to? We'll follow up. But yeah, man, like I said, you know how this hip-hop goes. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting weekend in hip-hop. But overall, this album is dope. Game came with it. You could tell, that's another thing I wanted to say, and I'm so glad that I remembered this, is that you could tell that he put a lot of love and energy and soul into this album. And that's one thing that I got to respect the Game for on this, is that you could tell that there's, he might have done some weird shit. He might have talked about people that he probably shouldn't have talked about. He might have crossed some lines that he shouldn't have crossed. His raps were falling off beat at certain places. But I feel that you could tell after all this man's done and all that he's been through, he definitely put his heart into this. So I respect that.